Good evening. It is Saturday, 21st of October. It's practically 8:30 seconds away. And don't you just love it when it's a Saturday night and you're not expecting a live video and I'm here and I show up to chat? You know it had to be something important if I show up on a Saturday night unannounced and I'm here. Good evening, Diowati. Good evening. Lystra, good evening. Nick, what's up, Nick? Not sure how many people will be around, it being a Saturday night. I want to move the YouTube people around a little bit. I'm always nipping, tucking, fixing. YouTube people, that's better for you? Huh? You're getting a little bit of the MacBook Pro in that. Let's move it a little bit. And that shit, that's too much. Yeah? Yeah, when you don't have a director or producer, you have to handle these things yourself. Good night, Ryan. Good night, Marilyn. Good night, Shirley. Those of you on the YouTube video, you wouldn't be seeing this, but when I'm doing the live video, I see all the conversation. Andy Suku, my brother. Raphael, good evening. DW Patience. What does the DW stand for? Stephen, Saturday Night Fever. Yeah, let me give all of the reason why. We jumping in one time, yeah? If you want, you could spread the word and let them know we're here. Hi, Emily. People, you all can share it to her. Email, message, WhatsApp, text. For those of you who don't like Barca, pretend I'm not wearing a Barca jersey. But Barca is life, eh? Thank you, Billy Pedro. Billy, where's your pet frame? Put on your pet frame. I want to see everybody in their PP frame. Come on, man. Stand up strong, man. So your best ass wine. People, everybody else out drinking.
Come out your cave and wave. They want you to form a line to stand up and whine. But you're too fast on your feet, and you know your way around the street. The way you're shifting from side to side, you can't get inside.
The amen wine. I'm watching the numbers. And Zanisha, stand for something or fall for anything. Indeed, Carl Raja, indeed.
Pushman jump in the line. He say what is yours is mine. Bring Madonna to help him move, but don't waste our time. So he said for Jennifer, a hip dancer, just to get him to move in time. But man, Jawa, he just Jawa.
We go ahead, share the video.
They think that is Ben Lion, but they never a check for the wine, that was his true sign.
Share it up.
Paying for all, meanwhile he having a ball. Look out for the real lion in the carnival. Look bacchanal.
Look bacchanal. Should I call the video that? There are different types of people in this world that get into politics. In Trinidad, there are different types of people who get into politics in Trinidad. The most motivated people who get into politics in Trinidad fall into one of two camps. If you check it, check for yourself. Don't say I say, check for yourself. Oliver, you know football. Check for yourself. The most motivated people to get in politics in Trinidad and Tobago fit into two camps. One, the out and out racists. The blacks that don't want the Indians in power and the Indians that don't want the blacks in power. That's it. You fall in the PNM or you fall in the UNC. Tribal politics, ethnic politics, what the news media and the talking heads call your base. We're talking race in your base. In a country where how we vote is not how we party, but stick a pin. Stick a pin. Two camps, I say. You fall into one camp or the other. You're either an out and out racist because you want your people who look like you in power. Because it's jam, you're getting jam, but you might as well get jam from people who look like you. And I walking up and down the road for politics a long time. I tired of hearing different versions of that. I don't care that we're getting rough up as long as we're getting rough up from people that look like we. I have heard that enough times to say, you know what? Sometimes you just have to let stupid live and let it breathe. But they have a second camp of people, and I think that they are the more motivated ones. And these are the ones who actually climb up on the backs of the tribal fools who think tribal voting works for them, who thinks racism vote works for them. These are the people who are corrupt, self-enrichers, who get into politics for one thing. And they will go to bed with the devil. They've said so. They say they will lie down in the bed with any devil for money. They get into politics to steal, to thief money. The PNM and the UNC have been fronts for organizations that pretend to be racist, tribal, base voting. How we vote is not how we party. Only remember when Pandey called the COP knife and fork Indian? Remember that? Remember when Bastio Pandey called the COP knife and fork Indian? Stick a pin. How about Crocro? Black man, all you look for that. I go find that song and play it for you. Remember when Crocro sing that on stage? They look it, they singing, they talking, they acting, they voting race. And the mass of the voting in the country, voting race, black and Indian voting. That has dominated the culture of the politics forever. But we don't use the word race or tribe or ethnicity. We call it base. When the high-paid high talkers go on TV, they say, appeal to your base. What is your base? Not a race, but the corrupt and the self-enrichers. And then they have this jackass. Because I can't be in it for race. I'm more mixed up than anybody. My son, worse. Because his mother's half Indian, half white. So he quarter everything that I have, plus that. And so I don't fit in either camp. We don't fit in either camp. We have some black, we have some Indian, and we have everything else. So we don't fit in either camp. And we're not in this to feather our nest. I am not. Because if I were, God is my witness, this intelligent exchange, these policies, these programs, these ideas, the ability to communicate. I could talk non-stop on a variety of issues I've told you before. I'm willing to debate anybody. If I wanted to use this talent and ability to feather my own nest, couldn't I? I mean, wouldn't I? That's the easiest part of the game. Once you could show up on Facebook and type 2-3 rational sounding posts, they call in you, they message in you, hey, you ever thought of getting involved with the PNM? Hey, you ever thought of getting involved with the UNC? And this is why I have said, since the PEP was formed, because today I actually filled out a membership form for the PEP. But when as the first member, when the PEP was formed, it was formed with a vision to unite the nation. So how do you unite the nation? You find a symbol that unites the races. We chose an umbrella. An umbrella, Ella does that job. And to make it worse, we united red and yellow to get orange. So people could be safe from either the red and ready or the yellow and steady camp to cross over and meet in the middle under the safety of the PEP umbrella, where one people under one flag. That was the whole plan and the whole policy. You see, I've been working on a book called Reboot the Republic for about 8 years. And Reboot the Republic is all of these policies that you hear in the Progressive Empowerment Party and more still to come. Because, and my policies, these policies are not mine. I mean, some may be fine-tuned and some may have been original thoughts, but the vast majority has come from conversation and research. There are people the world over who have solved problems. There is Singapore, where if you get caught with a stick of joint, you go to jail. So there is no drugs. And then there's Portugal, where you could shove just about anything you want up your nose or inject it into your arm if you so desire, and they have no drug addiction disease. So they have those two vast schools of thought as to how to deal with drugs, because drugs is a major part of the politics of every country. Trinidad and Tobago is a narcotic state. We don't use the majority of our drugs. We use a tiny bit. The vast majority, I heard somebody today ask somebody, have you ever seen somebody buying drugs? And that's not the point, because we found $600 million worth of cocaine in Monas. We got $600 million worth of cocaine in Norfolk, Virginia. We got the next $400 million in Canada. We know we got almost $1 billion off of Spain from a boat that was outfitted in Chaguaramas. We know that drugs pass through this country like a pipeline, not a hose, a pipeline. And we've had government after government after government. We've had governments. And not one of them have seen it fit to address that. They don't speak about it. In the 1980s, we had the Scott drug report that almost pulled the society down. Because it called everybody name. All kind of people name get called. Up to the commissioner of police name was involved. And that was when we were still in drug diapers. Now, Trinidad is a major player. Trinidad is a major player. Trinidad is a major player. And I want to tell you something. For all that I have done to form this party, I have no position in the party. All of my policies, all of my ideas, all of my time, all of this that we do, I work non-stop, 24/7 on this party. I have no position. It costs me money. I don't make money from it. And I've also pretty much decided that January 17th, which is my birthday, and the party was formed on my birthday, and I know a lot of the conspiracy theorists will say a lot of things about that, because PEP means Philip Edward Party, but this will shock most of you, that come January 17, 2018, when we've already called for an internal election, I'm not putting my name up for any seat or for any position. I do not want to be Prime Minister or any minister. I do not want to be a member of Parliament. I do not want a state job. I am not doing this to attract your vote. So I have no reason whatsoever to lie to you. When I tell people, kiss my half-red ass, I mean that with serious intent. Because I'm not going to lie to you for your vote. And I am not going to be taking bullshit from anybody. I'm not. I am not. And I am not looking to get into the PNM banda jackasses. I'm not looking to get into the UNC corrupt jackasses. I'm not looking to get into the COP dead jackasses. I'm not going to look into getting the ILP Jack Warner's jackasses. So, the Progressive Empowerment Party, beautiful organization, Progressive Empowerment Party, gives me the opportunity to do what I do every night, which is to inform, educate, and empower the people, and it is changing the narrative. And I would like, as my role in the politics, to be the defender of democracy. I will pull the PEP down if it gets into power and does anything contrary to what we are advocating for. We must learn how democracy works. And if somebody has to make an example of themselves, to give of themselves everything that they can to the politics and expect nothing in return, not even a contract, when you lose $105,000 to the Ministry of Communication, you take that hit and you move because you say, you know what? Country first. I want, when I am dead and gone, my tombstone must read, he was a good man. That's all I care about. That's all I care about. My haters, my detractors, they could line up and kiss my ass. And I don't care. And who vex loss? Because at the end of the day, I know what I have done for my country. There's a children's bill and a children's law and a dangerous dog act. And there is a bypass in Diego Martin and Rich Plain get water. I have never had a public office. I have done these things. There's a Jericho project that got subventions for the orphans. Because before the Jericho project started, the Justice for Children March, the government was putting children in orphanages without paying. I've done these things. Without office. When Calco make a couple $100 million on the Diego Martin 4 roads bypass, I designed it. When Suruj went to stunt and open it, I designed it. It conceptualized in my head. I got nothing for it. And I want to say this again. I am going to make mistakes. Because I am not scripted. You hear more from me on these videos than you've ever heard from Kamala, Keith, Manning, and Rowley and Pandey combined. I give an hour of my life to you live every night. And it's hundreds of hours now. It's hundreds of hours now. And I am on record, unscripted, undirected, unguided. All 4 of those names I call pay for high class people to come down there and direct them what to say and what not to say. Polling to see what you will like and what you will dislike. I want to tell you something. I have made mistakes in the past and I will make mistakes in the future. Last night in my video, in my anger, I referred to Vasan Bharat in a derogatory term because that son of a bitch tried to humiliate a member of my family. But I was wrong. And I'm glad that it was on a video because if it was on real life, I might have cuffed him in his face. But I was still wrong and I was equally wrong. But, and I want to say this, it could never have been with any malice or intent to anybody else other than that overclass stuff shirt shithong Vasant that needed to be pulled down a peg or two. That born it with anyway, you know what? You see how Trini does forget their roots, get on a plane and find an accent? I not so. I could be so. I could walk with kings and not lose the common touch. But I could talk to the common man and not lose my virtue. I could do that. But do you need another COP? Do you need another Winston Dukaran to find himself in office looking for accolades and medals and positions and posts, and if you don't get it, throw a tantrum and pull along the government? Do you need another misfire? Do you need somebody else to come and tell you bullshit that they think that you want to hear so you could reward them with office? I don't want the office. I don't want it. So for all the attackers, I see fake profiles. They're creating fake profiles to attack me. Keep all that effort. I'm not coming to take your job. What I'm going to do is shine a light on the band of cockroaches that have infected our politics. People will come and people will go. For all of my political involvement, I have called myself an army of one. I stand like a man and face all of my detractors, all of my accusers. They put out litanies, the PNM and the UNC, nasty, nasty character assassinating slackness about me. And I just have to take it. Because you really can't sue everybody. Nobody have them kind of legal fees if we were to be honest. Unless you already have government money. I don't. The reality is, there are people who, if I walked on water, still vote in UNC and PNM. Still vote in PNM UNC. Coming on this thread, coming on my wall to pretend pious outrage when them cussing one another with the most racist comments. Me in my anger made a statement that I retract and I apologize for. I apologize to my family members. I apologize to the entire country. I am multi-ethnic and my entire family is. And I'm not going to be one of those people who say and call a list of all the people involved in your life. You deal with it. You deal with it and you move on. Because we are all. And you know what you get? You get me making a mistake live on a video. And I was that angry because I'm never really fully 100% composed. Because I'm angry with what's going on in my country. And people are spending more time focused on any misspeak I might misspeak and not on the issues that are affecting them and their loved ones and their children. The elders dying in ignobility. The young children afraid to go out in the yard. They themselves can't afford to live. And the one people's champion standing up. Listen, hear me out, I'm still doing what I had to do. But if I don't have to expect anything in return, then I will be forever happy. My unhappiness is trying to peg my effort to other people understanding what everybody should be doing. This country needs fixing. It is the responsibility of the people of Trinidad and Tobago to fix this country. We have a responsibility to ourselves, our elders, our children, and the generations to come to make this country better. It broken, stink and dirty, it nasty, it mash up. Everything going on in this country is a fight down and a fight up. When I listen to people living in the real depressed areas in this country, you think they care what you call them? Boy, bring jobs, bring houses, bring food, bring down the price of food, make it possible so that people can advance their lives. You're living in a country where a $60 billion budget is written for $30 billion to be stolen. That's what you just heard. You just heard. Because if we take Colm Imbert to task and get line items for everyone, I'm showing you. They have a $28 million line item in the budget to dredge for the Superfast Galatian. No other boat. All of them have shallow brief. The Superfast Galatian needed them to dredge it. You fire the Superfast Galatian, so you don't need it for no other boat. Not the Forehand Massage, not the Kobo Star, not the Ocean Flower 2. You only needed it for the Superfast Galatian. You fire it in April, but you're spending $28 million in 2018 to dig a hole for it. Tell me. I am prepared to walk this walk and fix what I could fix. That is my commitment to me, to my country, to my people. I could have packed up and digs out long time, or I could have fed up my nest. I don't want to get tired of saying these things, but I haven't. Because I have to look around and see. And I don't understand when people ask how those people sleep at night. I don't know. But I know to whom much is given, much is expected. That's what my father told me. And I want to believe that. I want to make sure when my parents look at me and my family look at me, that they see a man of respect. I want them to see a man of respect. At the end of the day, I am telling you now, if you are following me like some new deity, stop. If you're following me now and thinking that I have it down 100% and scripted, stop. I am going to make other mistakes in the future, and I am telling you that now. But I will also tell you this, and I know for a fact, there is no more honest politician in this country than me right now, tonight. And I stand on that. Because I want you to understand, my commitment is for nothing in return. The reality of all of our problems in Trinidad and Tobago is that we're too easily distracted by foolishness. They've set us apart. They've racially divided us. They've told you that you're Indian or you're African. Take that. They tell you get vexed if you hear the word coolie or if you hear the word nigger. So you're fighting for foolishness. You think they have a word you could call Syrian people or white people in this country and get them vexed? No, because they have money. They have paisa. They have what it takes to don't care what you say. But we beaten up for bullshit. And all they're taking that like fools. for little paid talking head clowns like Corn Beef Man and Marcia Brave Boy to send all the down the river while they getting paid by them same people who you can't call their name. You can't call their name. We fighting down nigger and coolie talk. Like somehow, somebody tell me once, boy, talk could hurt you. We fighting that down. Find a word to go and call a Syrian. See if he don't laugh at you. Find a word to go and call white people. Even Chinese people in Trinidad doing so well, you could call them what you want. They don't care. They have paisa. But we taking talk and we chaining up talk and we trying to chain up one another. We ain't going to chain up this jackass. Because I know me. I know what I'm here to do. I know what I'm here for. And for as long as I drawing breath, the PNM and the UNC will have to frighten. Because I will expose them. While we talking, my children in Central and South handing out relief supplies, not me, taking pictures for you to see. They don't give me talk. My back strong. So plain talk, yeah? I'm wrapping it up. Because I really come to say, those who think that this bill on talk should have come this morning and see the kind of people that's come to us at their wits' end. Young people, old people, all shades of the rainbow people who don't know who to turn to. There are people in this country who they are involved in mental health issues and they have nobody to turn to. This is a country where our one psychiatric hospital is literally a madhouse. Literally. But the media covering, one ain't go nowhere to see nobody flood, the other one sitting down in a canoe while people standing up next to them in their ankle up the water, making jackasses of the people. All of them who talking. All of them who talking. 55 years of government come and government go. Who could have eradicated flooding in Trinidad and Tobago? Who could have encouraged the construction of dams, floodgates, and implement proper drainage systems and holding tanks? Not one thing. The money we spent on Taruba could have put retention ponds in the path of every major drain and saved millions of gallons of water for future use. They're talking to you and they're distracting you with bullshit while the issues of the day go a-banging. Diego Martin turn next is a cycle. So the next flood going to wipe out Diego Martin because I've been through two. I've been through two in Diego Martin and I know coming again. Because nothing has been fixed. Nothing has been changed. All we needed was that cloud that fall on Central to shift 2 miles to the north, and it would have been Diego Martin balling. So don't take them on, and you see all this lagoon talk and all that shit. I want to tell you something. There are only 3 things you need to concern yourself with. And fire truck me. You never have to vote for me. Forget about me. But they have 3 things you need to concern yourself with. Where you're spending your money, who you're working for, and who you're voting for. You see those 3 things? You see your labor, your consumption, and your vote. Those are the 3 most important things to you right now. And you need to start planning your business around that. Yeah? Get ready to stand as one people. Get ready to stand together and fix this country. Make everybody rich. Share all the money. So nigga and coolie and Syria and Chinese talk, all that will have no value. Because everybody will have paisa. Let me fix it from the bottom up. Let me make sure everybody rise. And
your vote will decide our destiny. Your vote will decide what you want to be. Your vote can foretell our country's fate. But use it well before it's too late. If it is that who you're voting, fail beyond a doubt. When you're voting, vote them out. Vote them out. If it is they prove it to be only full amount. When you're voting, vote them out.
And those who don't like Basa,
If it is the time is now that change should come about. Just as how you vote them in, vote them out. Register and vote them out. If they don't see, vote them out. Stain your finger and vote them out. Show them no mercy, vote them out. Vote them out with total skull and utter disdain. Let's put our country together again. Vote them out of power. Dominate your reign.
my people now come back are getting messages. Suchit Trace Pinal under 4 feet of water. Ask Kamala and Keith to answer for that. Ask them under their watches we've spent billions of dollars. Billions of dollars. Where is that? How is that? Why is that possible? Do you not care about the people? Where was your flood prevention plan? Where was your flood mitigation and flood management? People on kicks, people on shit. They want to give you talk to talk and chain up your mind with talk. 55 years of talk, they chain you up with talk and isolate you, left you in squalor and poverty for flood to come and wash away where you're owing courts for. They left you there and they want to come back and pretend they're waving at you from the yellow boat. Tell Kamala, kiss my ass with that. Under no circumstances is what the UNC stand for. And you see the PNM cock like Mapepi to vote them out, you know. That is the worst government this country has ever had. And if you're honest, if you're decent, if you have an ounce of decency and love for this country, you'll be can't waiting to vote them 2 parties into oblivion. The time is now. Join hands together. Ignore their bullshit talk and all the fake profiles and paid talking heads coming at you that lining up to collect money outside insurance company and thing. Hear what I'm telling you? We're dealing with this one step at a time. The Progressive Empowerment Party exists. PEPTrinbago@gmail.com. PEPTT.com. PEPAPP is the PEP app. Get involved, get on board, come and help rescue this country. We will deal with all the talk after. Yes? Stay safe, Trinidad and Tobago.